Picnic in the Park is a summer meal program offered by the Food Bank of Santa Barbara County that provides free lunches to children and teens ages 1 through 18 every weekday all summer long. We offer this program at locations throughout the county, including the greater Santa Barbara and Santa Maria regions. This training video will help familiarize you with the program and provide you with the information you need to become a successful Picnic in the Park site volunteer. Today we will discuss an overview of the program, a day in the life of a Picnic in the Park volunteer, site visitors, and frequently asked questions. Section 1, Overview. In our county, roughly 25,000 kids receive a free or reduced price meal every school day. But what happens when school is out? This is where Picnic in the Park comes in. By providing free, nutritious lunches to kids and teens every weekday this summer, we can ensure that the children in our county don't experience hunger or malnutrition. Beyond free meals, Picnic in the Park also provides a safe, fun environment for kids to socialize, enjoy the summer sunshine, and engage in a variety of activities. This may include visits from our famous bike blender, nutrition education, physical activities, and more. Activity leaders will schedule activities throughout the summer. We also encourage all volunteers to organize activities. Please feel free to contact us if you need help. Your role as a Picnic in the Park volunteer is an important part of our program. First, you'll help us ensure that our program sites meet federal standards, enabling us to continue offering this program countywide. Second, we rely on you to help make our sites fun and inviting so children will come back and enjoy our program all summer long. How does it work? Picnic in the Park is funded by USDA's Summer Food Service Program as a meal reimbursement program. In order to receive reimbursement for meals served, we must carefully follow all USDA guidelines to ensure that the lunches we serve and the manner in which we serve them is in accordance with federal standards. Who is the program for? All children aged 1 to 18 may participate regardless of family income or where they live. All Picnic in the Park locations have been income qualified using school and census data. Since we're offering the program in a high-need area, we can open up the program to all children who want to attend. In other words, all kids and teens can receive a free lunch, no questions asked, and no enrollment required. However, no adults 19 and older are allowed to receive lunches or any component of the lunches through this program. The Food Bank does offer other food assistance programs targeted for adults, families, and seniors. We will provide this information at our program sites for you to pass on to adults who ask for lunches. Section 2, A Day in the Life of a Picnic in the Park volunteer. We will now go over what a typical day looks like, including arrival, delivery of meals and supplies, site setup, meal service, mealtime rules, safety and sanitation, cleanup, and leftover meals. Each day you will arrive at the site before mealtime begins to meet the delivery driver and set up the site. Refer to your site checklist for your required arrival time and the meal delivery time. The delivery driver will drop off ice chests or containers with lunches, signs that need to be posted at the site, and a site toolkit for running the program, including a site binder and a daily task checklist. This will help you keep track of site responsibilities. In some cases, signs and site toolkit will be stored at the site. If you are the site supervisor, when the driver arrives, they will hand you a transport log. Please check the log to ensure that everything on the list was delivered, especially be sure to check that the proper number of lunches were delivered. Then sign to confirm that you have received everything. Set up the site. This will entail posting signs and banners, getting the lunch service area ready with food and the paperwork, signing in on the volunteer sign-in sheet, and setting out the activity kit so kids can play. At certain sites, you will also need to put out a trash bag to ensure that the site trash bins are not overwhelmed. Begin on time. It's very important that no lunches are handed out before the scheduled start time of the site. For example, if the scheduled mealtime begins at 1 p.m., even if you are ready to go at 12:50 p.m. and there's a line of kids already waiting, you must still wait until 1 p.m. to begin. Since the program is first come, first served, we need to be fair and ensure that lunches are served at the time that is posted, giving all children a fair chance to enjoy lunch. Following the scheduled mealtime is an important USDA requirement, and we rely on you to ensure that this rule is followed. Meal service. There are 2 things you must do while handing out lunches. This is where it comes in handy to have additional volunteers helping you at your site. The first task is to distribute the lunches to each child in line. Before handing over a lunch, you need to visually verify that the lunch is complete. The USDA requires us to offer a complete meal, which means it must contain the following: 8 fluid ounces of reduced fat milk, 3/4 cup serving of fruit and or vegetable, 1 serving of grains or bread, and 2 ounces of meat or protein. The second task is to keep count of how many meals have been served. This is easy, but it is also the most important task that we ask of our site supervisors. To keep count of lunches, you will need to fill out the daily meal count form. We ask that the site supervisor be the only one who fills out the daily meal count form. The daily meal count form tracks how many lunches we serve at each site each day. We use these records to claim our federal reimbursements and, in the case of audit, to verify how many lunches we served. That's why it's very important that these forms are filled out correctly each day. Please make it your top priority as site supervisor to ensure that the form is completed accurately, and don't forget to sign the bottom. In order to comply with USDA regulations, there are a few mealtime rules that we must follow, and it's your job as site supervisor to help teach these rules to children and families who visit our sites. It's also important to clarify that these rules were created by the USDA, not the food bank. We must uphold these rules in order to meet our federal requirements, and we are looking to you to help us do that. A laminated copy of these rules will be included in your site toolkit and will need to be posted near the meal distribution area. Number 1. Meals are for children 1 to 18 years old only. Number 2. Adults cannot eat any part of a child's meal. Number 3. All food must be consumed on site. Food cannot be taken from the site except for a fruit or vegetable. Number 4. All leftover food must be thrown in the trash and cannot be taken off-site except for a fruit or vegetable. Number 5. Meals will only be served during the site's lunch hour. Number 6. Children must behave in an orderly fashion. And number 7. Seconds may be served only after all children have been served a first meal. In addition to site rules, the USDA requires that we display the Justice for All civil rights poster where meals are served and follow these guidelines. All children and teens ages 1 through 18 have a right to accept a free, complete, and safe lunch. And we must serve all children fairly and consistently, first come, first served. Food safety and sanitation. There are some basic food safety and sanitation rules that must be followed to ensure our program is safe for all children. These include cold lunches must be kept cold and hot lunches must be kept hot. This means keeping the ice chest or containers shut and in the shade when it's not in use, and checking the temperature of lunches to ensure that cold lunches are at 41 degrees or below and hot lunches are at 135 degrees or above. Our drivers have a food temperature log, and temperatures will be checked when lunches are picked up from the kitchen and dropped off at the site. Be sure to wash your hands before meal service and frequently during site operation. All sites will have access to restrooms. You cannot have bare hand on food contact. If you ever need to touch any of the food items in a lunch, be sure to wear disposable gloves, which you will find in your site toolkit. If you are using gloves and need to touch anything other than food, including the outside of the ice chests, make sure to put on a new pair of gloves before handling food again. Wipe down lunch areas before and after meal service, and keep surfaces clean during the meal service. Sanitizing wipes will be included in your site toolkit. And that brings us to cleanup. When the lunch period has ended, complete and sign the daily meal count form and verify that all lunches have been accounted for. So the leftover lunches on the meal count form should reflect the number of lunches left in the ice chest. Once the lunch period is over, any additional lunches served cannot be counted on the daily meal count form. You can still serve extra lunches, just make a note of how many lunches were served after mealtime was over. Make sure that all signs are taken down, activity kits are packed up, and the ice chests or containers with leftover lunches are sealed. Collect trash and tie trash bags securely. Rule of thumb, leave the site cleaner than it was when you arrived. Each site will have a slightly different cleanup routine. We will follow up with all volunteers to ensure they know what their routine will be. What happens to leftover meals? It is completely normal to have leftover meals. In fact, it's a good thing because it means we didn't have to turn away any children who wanted a lunch. Every site has a different way of handling leftover meals. Normally, the food bank collects extra meals and gives them to needy organizations. In some cases, sites will keep extra meals and give them out to neighbors in need, but only if prior arrangement has been made with the food bank. If you ever have questions about what to do with leftovers, give us a call and we'll figure out the best solution. Site leader responsibilities and expectations. Recap. To sum up, the site supervisor's responsibilities according to the USDA include serve meals, clean up after meals, ensure food safety and sanitation, including a clean environment for lunches to be eaten, receive and keep track of lunches, ensure that children eat all meals on site, encourage kids to engage in activities, and most importantly, accurately record meals served on the daily meal count form. Even if you are not a site supervisor, we ask that all volunteers assist in these roles and tasks. Section 3. Site visitors. Who might visit you? We frequently have visitors at our sites throughout the county, so don't be surprised when visitors make an appearance. Food bank staff will visit throughout the summer to help out and to ensure that the program is running well. When we visit, we'll help ensure that the program is meeting all requirements and we'll be able to answer any questions you might have. These visits will also give us an opportunity to go over what an auditor would be looking for, just in case you're lucky enough to be visited by an auditor this summer. Don't worry, we're not the police, we just want the program to be the best it can be. You might also see food bank staff visit with donors. This is a great compliment to you and your site, and it means we are proud of your work and we want to show you off. On rare occasions, an official visitor may visit your program site. This may include state or federal auditors or staff members, as well as staff from the local health department. All official visitors are required to carry ID, so ask to see it if you have any doubts. Please let us know if you receive a visit like this. Section 4. Frequently asked questions. What should I do if meals are delivered late? In your activity binder, you will find a contact information sheet with food bank staff phone numbers. If your delivery is more than 5 minutes late, please call your driver first, and then call food bank staff if you have any concerns. If meal service begins late due to the delay, just note it on the daily meal count form explaining what happened and serve lunches as soon as you can. What should I do if the food is damaged or spoiled? If you find a lunch that has been damaged, be sure to set it aside or throw it away, and don't serve any components in the lunch. Be sure to note what was damaged on the daily meal count form. If you realize that any meals are spoiled, don't serve any lunches before you call the food bank. In extreme cases, if a food item in one lunch is spoiled, it is possible that other lunches could be spoiled as well. If you do not realize there is a problem until you are serving the food, immediately stop the meal service and call the food bank. This procedure applies even if only one component in the meal is spoiled. May I serve meals to adults or parents, including myself or other adult volunteers? No, this program is only for children and teens 18 and under. We will have emergency food referral lists in your activity binder at the site. Please feel free to hand these out to parents and any other adults who ask for a lunch. If an adult demands a meal, explain to them that this is a federal program for people aged 1 to 18 and you are adhering to federal regulations. If the problem persists, call the food bank immediately. May I serve seconds? Yes, be sure to record it properly, and only if all children have already had one meal. Use your judgment. Second meals must be consumed on site. Don't give out seconds if there's still a line of kids. Seconds should generally be served in the last 10 minutes of lunch service. What can I do when a child does not want to eat every item of their meal? You can designate a goodie box. This should be a section in the ice chest, where children may return whole items that they choose not to eat and take items other children have given up. The goodie box is open for all kids to take whatever they want, but it still must follow the normal site rules, so no goodie box items may be taken to go or eaten by adults. Any items that have already been opened or touched directly by bare hands, such as handheld fruit, should be thrown away. What should I do if children do not want to eat at the site? Tell the children that they must eat the entire meal at the site except for a fruit or veggie component. Do not let kids walk off the site with food. If you see them leaving the site with their lunches, make sure to remind them of the site rules. What should I do if I suspect a child has a foodborne illness? This is a very unlikely situation, but if it does occur, we must take it very seriously to ensure no other children become ill. If you suspect a foodborne illness, call the food bank immediately so we can take all necessary action. How does the sponsor get paid for the meals I serve? For every successful meal we serve, the food bank submits a claim for reimbursement for the meal. This reimbursement is very important in helping us cover our operating and administrative costs. This is why it is critical that we receive original, completed, daily meal count forms. In your site binder, we will include an outline of what was covered in this training and a list of frequently asked questions. You will also find the official Site Supervisor Guide for Sponsors that was created by the USDA, which will contain more specific information about SFSP. If you ever have a question or need clarification, just check your binder or give us a call. We appreciate your support and dedication to our mission of ending hunger and promoting health in Santa Barbara County. We rely on our volunteers and site supervisors to make this program all that it can be. Thank you for your generosity.